So vector AM, it is 1 over 3 AB plus AC. It means that x of AM, it is 1 over 3 x of AB plus x of AC. So xm minus xa, it is 1 over 3 xb minus xa plus xc minus xa. Similarly for y. Right. Continue, Rebel.
Yes أستاذ. هسه بنعمل replace يعني بتطلع xm minus 1
xm that we have to find
equal
minus 1 is equal to 1
yeah,
over 3 yes,
into
2
2 minus 1
minus 1
plus
a.
negative 1 negative 1.
So minus 1 minus 1.
Negative 1 minus 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Then xlm minus 1 equal 1 على 3 equal
xm
negative 1 على 3 أستاذ.
2 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, it is negative 1. So negative 1
Yeah.
over 3. And so xm is equal
xm
to,
equal negative 1 على 3 plus 1 يعني equal 2 على 3.
okay. طيب what about y?
كمان حنعمل replace بتطلع y للm plus 2 equal
Y of m plus 2, yes, will leave minus negative 2
plus 2
is equal to 1 over 3. yb
بتصير plus 2 into 3 plus 2
3 plus 2
uh, plus 1.5 plus 2.
okay. So y of m plus 2 is equal to,
يعني ال
let's
y
enter
of
here,
m plus 2 1 على 17 على 6.
17 over 6, 8.5 over 3, which is 17 over 6. So y of m,
y of m equal 5 على 6.
17 over 6 minus 2, which is 5 over 6. Right. Therefore, point m has
This
coordinates
implies
2 over 3, 5 over 6. Right. The question here, the second part, compare m to g. Point m and
this
point
implies
g.
the coordinates للm
Sorry?
equal للcoordinates تبع الg.
A. Then,
فينا نقول كمان الm هي مثل الg.
yeah, so point m is point g.
M coincides
M,
with G.
what did you say? M?
M coincides with G.
Yes. M coincides with g, or m and g are confounded. M and g, they have the same coordinates, 2 over 3, 5 over 6. Then m is confounded with g, or coincides with g. Okay? Yeah, point m, in fact, it is point g. M is the centroid. طيب. So here, how we can explain it graphically. ليش هي هيك تطلع هي ذات point m. Draw a figure and then we prove it that m is equal to g. So here I can write m and g have the same coordinates. Therefore, m and g coincides or coincide. Like it will coincide? I don't know. I guess. Right. Or m confounded to g. Right. Here, m and g are the same point for one reason. If you draw a like, simple figure, A, B, C, you have I is the midpoint of BC. Here is I. Okay. And point G is centroid. So here is point G. You have AM is equal to 1 over 3 AB plus AC. Then 1 over 3 AB plus AC What is AB plus AC?
2AI.
It's 2AI, as on times 2AI. So it is 2 over 3 AI. AM, it's 2 over 3 AI. But we have AG is 2 over 3 AI. But G is centroid. G is centroid of triangle ABC. Then AG, it's 2 over 3 AI. This means that AM it's equal to AG. AM is equal to AG. It means that M is point G. Therefore, M, it is point G. If you want here for more details, ما فيش داعي للديتيلز بس انه كمان اذا حدا هيك مش قادر يشوفها. Move AG to the left side. AM minus AG is equal to 0. And so GM is equal to 0. GM is a 0 vector. It means that G is equal to point M. G and M coincide or compounded. Okay. This is not part of the solution. استطراد إذا بدكم. sorry مش كله. هيدا. Okay. Part C. Find the coordinates of E, the symmetry of A with respect to I. Symmetry of A with respect to I. Point E, the symmetry of A with respect to I. E, the symmetry of A with respect to I. Okay, who would like to find the coordinates of E?
في أنا كمان.
فيك أنت كمان. ما فينا نعطي مجال لحدا. Who would like?
Yes, أستاذ عادي.
I can, أستاذ.
يلا start.
Okay, is there E symmetric of A with respect to I, then I is the midpoint of segment EA.
Good. So here it will be point E. I is the midpoint of AE. Then
X I equal XE plus XA over 2, YI equal YE plus YA over 2.
XI, it is XE plus XA over 2, and Y of I, YE plus YA over 2. Then
Okay, we replace XI هي 1 over 2 is equal to
XI,
XE plus 1 over.
we found XI 1 over 2.
Yes, it's 1 over 2.
So 1 over 2 is equal to X of E that we have to find.
Plus XA هي 1.
So
over
plus
2.
1 over 2. So
Yes, so X E equal
X equal what?
0.
0. Use the cross product and solve. Right. And what about this? Y of I.
Similarly, Y لا I هي 4.5.
لا 9 over 4. شايف؟
Okay.
9 over 4.
Okay, 9 over 4.
Or
Yes,
2.25.
okay.
Okay.
Y لا A هي 2. Negative 2.
So minus 2 over 2.
Over
Then,
2. Y لا A 6.
will you please raise your voice?
y نلاقيه بتطلع 6.5.
6.5, so 13 over 2. So E has coordinates 0, 13 over 2.
0
يا
طيب.
أستاذ
نعم.
هاي بفهمتها كتير.
أيها؟
سي.
بس أي ستيب اللي ما فهمتها كلها سوا ما فهمتها ولا في شيء بارت محدد؟
لا آخر بارت.
يعني هو من هون لهون يعني من هاي الستيب لهاي الستيب نفس الشيء هون من هاي لهاي.
ايه أستاذ.
طيب اوكي.
ايه
شوف صراحة أنا هون I skipped a step. Use the cross product. Then 2xe plus 2 is equal to 1 times 2, which is 2. Then 2xe is equal to 0, and so xe equals 0. Similarly here, 4ye minus 8 is equal to 2 times 9, which is 18. Then 4y of e is equal to 8 plus 18, or 18 plus 8, which is 26. Then ye is equal to 26 divided by 4, which is 13 over 2. Okay?
اوكي أستاذ.
What will be the nature of ABEC?
It's a form since the diagonals bisect each other.
Good. It's a parallelogram. You have I is the midpoint of BC, I is the midpoint of AE. Therefore, ABEC is a parallelogram. So here I can say I is the midpoint of BC given. I is the midpoint of AE by symmetry. Therefore, ABEC is a form. Diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
No, أستاذ.
Good. Now, to move to a new idea, which is the choice of phase, or the choice of the system, and how to use the coordinate system, in order to prove some or to answer questions in geometry. Yeah. And this will be done by an example, and this example is written in your book, page 128. Assume that you have a trapezoid ABCD, and O is the meeting point of AD and BC. We have a trapezoid. Yeah. Okay. A A, B, C, D is a trapezoid. The parallel lines are AB and CD. Here we have A, B, C, D is a trapezoid. And the non-parallel lines AD and BC, AD and BC intersect at O. Okay. Now the question, you have to prove that points M, N, and O are collinear, where M, sorry, M is the midpoint of AB, and N is the midpoint of N is the midpoint of CD. You have to prove that as a known M midpoint of AB and N is the midpoint of CD, and required to prove that O, M, and N are collinear for the proof. Right. Here we are going to prove that these points are collinear using coordinate system. يعني our problem geometry. Right. How to prove or how to use coordinate systems in order to prove that points are collinear. او حتى مثلا اي فكره ثانيه lines are parallel. انا بشوف بالاكسرسايزز. Okay. طيب. Now if you consider the system, O, OA, OB. O, OA, and OB. Right. Let's find the coordinates of points O, A, B, C, D, M, and N. If you can find the coordinates of the points, then simply you can determine if the points are collinear or not, using the property about the collinear points. Points are collinear if they satisfy x minus x is equal to whatever. Okay? Right. So here, in order to prove the points are collinear, find the coordinates of these points. Find the coordinates, and especially I mean here M and N. Right. First of all, the coordinates of point O. What are the coordinates of point O in this system? O, OA, OB. What would be the coordinates? 0, 0. The origin. دايما 0, 0. O has coordinates 0, 0. هذا الorigin. طيب. What about coordinates of point A?
1, 0.
1, 0. Can you explain?
Yes, because it's on the x-axis. It's on the I, vector I.
هذا الاي. هذا هو الفector I وهذا هو الفector J. OA is equal to I plus 0J, of course. Then the coordinates of I'm going to write it plus 0J. That means that point A has coordinates 1, 0. What about point B?
It's 0, 1.
0, 1. OB, in fact, it is J, اللي هي 0I. Okay? So point B has coordinates 0, 1. واضح هذا ال1 وهذا ال1. هذا على الX وهذا على الY. So point B has coordinates 0, 1. طيب. Now we have to find coordinates of C and D. We have to find coordinates of C and D. Here you can't tell. You can't determine the exact values. I mean, let's say 2, 0 or 0, 2. Right. But here the only given is that ABCD is a trapezoid. ABCD is a trapezoid. It means that we have these two lines are parallel. Right? Right. You know, from grade 9, two lines are parallel. Then I can say OB, or sorry, OC over OB, OC over OB is equal to OD over OA. Is that true? What you studied in grade 9? Thales theorem,
Yes, أستاذ.
right? So here OC over OB, it's equal to OD over OA. Let's say it's equal to some constant K. Let's say that it is equal to some constant K. This means that OC is equal to K times OB and OD OD is equal to some constant K times OA. OC, it's K times OB, and OD, it is also K times OA. صح؟ طيب, but since OB and C are collinear, vector OB and OC, they also have same sense. Collinear, and OB and OC, they have the same direction. OB and OC, they have the same sense. It means here, not only magnitude, I can say that also vector OC, it is equal to K times vector OB. And vector OD, it's also equal to K times vector OA. Here, if you want to add, but O, OB, and OC have same sense, have same direction and sense, same direction and sense. So I can say similarly for OD and OA. واضح اللي عم بحكي؟ أكيد جاي.
Yes.
Okay. So vector OC, it's equal to some constant K times vector OB, similarly for OD. يعني. So what are the coordinates of point C? If OC, it's equal to, if OC is equal to KOB and OD is equal to KOA, what are the
It's
coordinates
0
of
K.
C and that of D?
السي هي 02
0, 2,
0 K.
0K.
K.
And what about
أنا
D?
فكرت إنه بنحسبها مثل اللي قبل.
It's K0.
It's K0. للي مش فهمان نرجع نعيدهم. Here هذا ال OA هو ال I وال OB هو ال J. طيب once you write here نكتبهم هون. OC is equal to KOB. يعني OC it's 0J, sorry, 0I plus KJ. It means that point C has coordinates 0K. And similarly for OD, when you write OD, it's equal to KOA. يعني انت هون عم تكتب it's KI plus 0J. So the coordinates of point D will be K0, where K is a constant. ما بعرف شو هو ولا بدي أعرف شو هو. طيب. Now you have coordinates of O, A, B, C, and D. طيب, how can I find coordinates of point M?
It's the midpoint of AB.
Midpoint of AB. So
الأكس للM, it's XA plus XB over 2.
exactly. And similarly for Y. And similarly for point M. Now, M is the midpoint of AB. This means that XM is equal to XA plus XB over 2, which is equal X of A, I need A, 1 plus 0 divided by 2, which is 1 over 2. And y of m, come on, 1 plus 0 divided by 2, which is 1 over 2. So point M has coordinates so M has coordinates 1 over 2, 1 over 2. Right. What about point K? Point N. N is the midpoint of CD. This means that xn, that is x of C plus x of D over 2, and y of n is equal to y of C plus y of D over 2, which is equal x of C, 0, x of D, k, so 0 plus k over 2,